All right. What you are about to hear is highly classified. Pay attention and listen at all times. And most importantly, remember, gone but not forgotten. In your hearts and minds, we remain forevermore. From Bacon to Nicolas Cage and Liefeld to robots and back again, ladies and gentlemen, for one last time, you are now entering Zone 4. And welcome back to the Zone, everybody. I'm Brant.
I'm Chris.
I'm Jay.
And I'm Gordon.
And this is episode 450 of Zone 4. 10 years in the making, the final episode. Here we are, 4 of us back. Gordon, we've got Gordon on the show for the final episode, which is awesome. Thank you, Gordon, for being here.
No problem.
And we're going to talk about some stuff, and we're going to relive some memories, and we're going to do all that good stuff. But before we get into all that, just to get this out of the way, we should mention we are proud members of the Comics Podcast Network. You can find us on comicspodcasts.com each and every week, of course. Also, well, you could each and every week. You can find all the archive there, though, now. And, of course, across social media. So, all right. It's kind of a surreal kind of moment right now. I don't even know. It's like I didn't think I'd be emotional about this, actually, but I'm kind of emotional about it. It's kind of weird to say this is the last episode ever.
You don't have to say ever. You just say
Chris never ends anything. It's always maybe, possibly, one day, could be, in the universe.
Chris can't even end the video.
And there's the inevitable reboot in like 5-6 years.
Oh,
you know that, right?
Of course, yeah. Wait, 5 or 6 years, 5 or 6 months, Gordon. No, I'm kidding.
Who would play you in the reboot?
Who would play me in the reboot? I don't know. That's a good. I have to groom somebody. To be my replacement. That's what it is.
That's called Ben Savage. That's my replacement.
There you go.
I think you're supposed to have a replacement that's younger than you.
Right.
No.
That's normally what reboots are. Younger. They're younger versions of you.
We're going for a future look.
Alan said, let the tears flow, Brant. Let it flow. We'll see by the end of the show what happens. Yeah, you binged every episode of Zone 4, Alan? Really? That's awesome.
Oh, man. Do you not have a life?
Yeah, and I'm sorry. Because there was some stinkers in there.
Not only that, some of those episodes are 2-3 hours long. I mean,
that's true.
You need a couple of weeks, You must have been
nonstop.
Yeah, checking on the energy drinks or hopped up on meth or something.
Who needs a friggin' Avengers marathon watching all the Marvel movies? Just listen to all Zone 4 from episode 1 all the way to now.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, at least the Marvel movies, that's like about 56 hours. It's like a little over 4 days. But all those Zone 4 episodes, that would be like a couple of months at least.
Yeah, that's a lot of episodes. Some, like you said, Gordon, some of them were like 3 hours, maybe even longer. We might have done like 3.5.
Yeah, and that was when we had 2 other hosts on the show.
Yeah.
And even before that, when you had 3 other hosts on the show.
True. We had a lot of people that like to talk a lot. That is, we'll say that.
Approximately, if each show was evenly 3 hours, that's about well over, and I'm sure they were a little bit more, some of them, 1,350 hours altogether.
That's a lot of hours. Alan, you deserve
Alan, there's no way. And the only reason why I know there's no way is because we've been on Division. There's no way.
Mike Manhattan said, "Hey,
you can just listen to him." So it's not like he has to actually pay attention to the plot of a story. It's not like he has to say, "Oh, I didn't see that part. What happened there? Did he shoot him?" You don't have to pay attention to that. It's just listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just said his family takes road trips. There you go.
Yeah,
That's
Mike Manhattan said, "Hey guys, just got back from finally beating GTA 4. Well, congrats on beating GTA 4."
Wait. Alan said he puts his families on road trips. How can you make your kids listen to Zone 4? Some of those are R-rated, super. You know, Captain Ron used to work really, really blue. How could you do that? No.
We actually Chuck Carey and I actually did an after hours episode too, and it was really blue. But
I can't imagine.
Went blue. I need to find that episode.
It was I was kind of the straight man in the whole joke of the episode, but yeah, Mike Luoma.
I just can see your face though. It must have been beat red.
Yeah, of course it was. Mike Luoma said, and reservists who like to talk. Yeah, Mike Luoma was a reservist, and I guess he's making fun of himself a little bit there. He's another podcaster. If anybody wants to listen to a podcast, he reads excerpts from his novels on there. It's glowinthedarkradio.com. So go check that out. It's pretty cool.
I remember that from Comic Related, Glow in the Dark.
Yeah, he's still going strong. So
nice.
Yeah. And thank you, Mike. I actually have a clip from Mike that I might play later on the show. I was going to ask you guys if you wanted me to play it or save it for the audio edition, but we'll decide later. But I do actually have it here. I have one from him and one from Dan Sin. So.
Oh, Dan made a clip too?
Yeah, Dan made a clip. He sent it to me earlier today. Yeah. Dan, a good friend. He's a member of Comic Frontline, and he's a good friend of the show.
Yes, Argo Comics. Go support them.
Yeah, ArgoComics.com.
That's how Dan met me. Was he actually came up to me and says, "You're part of that Zone 4 podcast." I'm like, "Yeah, big guy, muscles."
I thought you knew each other before you were Zone 4.
No, I met him at New York Comic Con the first time ever there at the Comic Related booth.
I'll tell you how I met Dan. I was this was before. Was Zone 4 going on at the time? What, Gordon, the very first C2E2, what year was that?
That would have been 2008.
Okay, so yeah, it was before Zone 4.
No, 2009, because
was it 2009?
This is its 10-year anniversary, so.
Okay. But it was always in March, April?
Yes.
Okay, so it was right around the time Zone 4 was starting, because it started in April 3rd in 2009. And I was at C2E2 with Haven. And I was set up with Scott Simmons, and Dan came up to submit a book to Haven. And so Lance wasn't around, so he came to me, and we had never met or anything, but that was like my first meeting. And it was like you said, Chris, it's this big, huge guy coming up to you. Hey, where's Lance? I'm like, I don't know. Where?
I don't know, but I wish I did.
Yeah,
please,
it was kind of
funny.
Yeah. But it was soon after that he found Comic Related, and then Zone 4 started, and he started listening to that too, so it was pretty cool. Burning Exeter says
some really nice, cool guy.
Yeah, he is.
He's the total opposite of what you would think based on his appearance. Like,
oh yeah,
he's the nicest guy you'll ever meet. Like,
and considering he's a New York cop, I mean, not that New York cops aren't nice, but you think more like
he'd be a little harsher. You would think.
He's in Long Island, so he'd
be a little bit bitter.
Okay.
Well, he's in Long Island, so it's nicer in Long Island, maybe.
Bernie Exer says Zone 5 coming next month. Yeah, that's the plan. That's what we're rebranding.
I would think the Zone 4 is better because that's how Grant Morrison started the Green Lantern.
Or New Zone 4, New X-Men. But
this ain't happening.
All new, all different, all amazing Zone 4.
Yeah, we're not going that deep, Jay. We're staying surface. New, just one word difference or something. New or the.
For now.
All right, so I'm going to be doing this all night, but I want to thank I want to thank everybody real quick through the years, 10 years strong. We've had so many people listen to the show. We've had so many people on the show. And speaking of guests and reservists and recurring guests and things like that, from Mike Barron to Dirk Manning to Victor Danderidge to I'm blanking on names, Eric Bannister, so many different people that have guested on the show. I want to thank everybody that participated in Zone 4 in any way, shape, or form. Everybody that's listened or watched us on YouTube, thank you so much. It has meant the world to all of us. especially to me because I've been here the longest and seen all the ups and downs. And
they're the longest.
Yeah, of course. All the cast changes and everything. So I'm just honored for all the support that we've gotten, and everybody that showed up in the comments tonight. That's really cool. So thank you so much. That's all. All right. As the room goes silent.
We're giving you your.
Well, we were letting you speak.
That's cool.
Dan's in the comments. He says, "Thanks for all the kind words. I feel like I should be making eggs as I usually listen to the audio version replay or making
while making breakfast." Yeah.
Well, I haven't had dinner, so if you want to make me eggs, I'm perfectly open to that.
How do you like them?
Yeah.
Scrambled or sunny side up.
There you go. Dan, you got your order in. Tebby says, I'm going to miss Zone 4. Alan says, the new 52 presents Zone 4 Crisis in Manhattan.
No.
Nice.
Crisis on Infinite Zone 4s.
We actually did that as a Christmas episode.
We did. Or you did. I don't think I was.
Infinite Chris's, I think it was. Chris's on Infinite Earths or something like that. It was funny. Bernie Xer says, Argo Comics, now you made me hungry again. Yeah, I haven't had dinner yet, so that's
normal too.
I do not know how people can eat this. Like I said it every time Bryan says I'm going to eat dinner. I'm like, how? How do you eat dinner that late?
Because it's dinner time. It's actually technically like lunch.
You're on a different like biological clock though, so
yeah,
I understand.
Totally. I'm weird. Mike Manhattan asks,
we're all a little weird, or we wouldn't be here.
He asked who else is getting Borderlands 3. That would go to Chris as a question because you is Michael. Cool. Is Michael gonna be able to pop in or not, Chris? By the way,
I hope
he
so.
mentioned he might. Yeah,
he said he would.
He probably is resting at the moment. He'll wake up.
That's cool.
Crap.
I was just curious if he was gonna pop in.
If he wakes up, he'll pop in for sure.
Gordon, we're not doing Zone 4 the porn parody.
Why, Brad?
That'll be my replacement. He can do that. In the relaunch. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, Bryan's already starting to turn red.
I know, right? Well, I mean, it matches the shirt, you know.
Too we don't have an artist in the chat. I'd say go ahead and draw that one. What the
no.
What? No, let's not. I'm not sharing that on the screen. We'll get kicked off YouTube.
Well, no, censor, of course, censored.
Okay.
Censored, uncensored version. So this way we'll be able to show it.
Mm-hmm. You guys are all night owls. This is just lunchtime. It is.
Lunchtime. This is brunch time for me.
That's right. That's right. Breakfast. I mean, dinner comes at like 6 o'clock in the morning. That's the way that works. But. All right, so we should talk about some comic stuff. This is why this show exists.
Oh no, let's not.
Let's not. Okay, let's just talk about the past. Let's reminisce about. All right,
yes.
You know what? Actually, we will get to some comic stuff later because that is our topic time. Actually,
wow, Brad's like, screw it. I'm going with old stuff.
Right? Yeah, why not? This is the last episode. We'll do whatever the heck we want.
That's it, Brad. Get some vodka. We're gonna go. Here we go.
What? My fake water that we keep teasing
fake
every week.
Yes, right.
So, favorite moments in Zone 4 history, Gordon.
Oh, let's see. So many. I wish I could pick just one. I think the one that kind of surprised me was being asked to be a host after I had just guest hosted on another episode. Because Bryan, you were kind of like pushing me. Hey, Gordon, you really should audition. I'm like, dude, seriously. No. And I put in an audition and I started hosting along with John Wilson and Ron Fortier. And, I miss arguing with John. I really just, we came close to having some knockdown, drag out fights. And, I think the show actually declined because we didn't have any real tension in the episode. It just became, I'm kidding, of course. Zone 4 has always been excellent. But yeah, luckily I get to deal with Ron on a semi-regular basis. And I can't say any more on advice of legal counsel, but Yeah, it's just so many, and plus all those moments are there on on MP3 on YouTube, so you can listen if you go on road trips. Get the kids some coffee and some bourbon and just make a party of it.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I agree. There's some humorous moments in the past history of this show. I mean, we famously knocked Chuck Moore off his lawnmower a few times. He tended to listen to the show while he was mowing his lawn, and he had a riding mower. He had a pretty big lawn at the time, and he would tell us the next day he like ran into a ditch or something because he was laughing so hard at something that he said. So, and I believe it because I know Chuck, and I know that's probably exactly what happened.
People come over his house. You see that? You see that skid mark? That was because it's Zone 4. Stayed there forever.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, Jay, what's one of your favorite memories?
Before me, it was every time Ron calls you Sparky. I don't know why. I just always loved that. You were like, all right, wrap it up, Sparky. I would just crack up. Like, you would just like tell you like, okay, shut up, Sparky. Let's do something different. I don't know why. That just always got me to giggle every time he said that. Maybe it was just his inflection of his voice or how he said it. It just made me giggle. It was always funny.
It's funny because he still calls me Sparky on Airship 27. Every episode they say we couldn't do this show without Brant Sparky Fowler. So for some reason I'm Sparky.
I know. I just love that. I always and I told you this because there was the one time that Brant did not put the opening in the video, in the audio version. I was like, why isn't it there? Where is it at, Brant? He was like, why? I was like, the opening, you didn't put it there. And he was like, oh, people like that? I was like, yes, I like it. I was like, that's my favorite. That's one of my favorite parts of the show, listening to what you're going to put in there. But with me on the show, it was the Mike Watson Man of Steel debate.
Oh, yeah.
That was my favorite moment.
That was good. And we never got a chance to go back to that. We were going to do like a live viewing of this movie and everything.
Darn.
Oh, yeah.
While Chris and I just sat there.
Damn, I
still happy.
Up my Superman Man of Steel disc, ready to go.
I always look forward to a review of any Zack Snyder movie.
Oh, yeah.
Any, except Dawn of the Dead. That's actually pretty cool.
Well, he actually likes it, Gordon. He actually
Mike Watson likes it. Yeah.
He loves Man of Steel.
Him and Victor both, I think, really liked it. They have very different opinions than we do on movies, I think. But that's all right.
We got into a big debate on it, and it was a thing, and we were going to go further, but we were like, we're already so far into this. Let's just pause it. We'll do like a different show for it.
Yeah.
So that could still happen. Just it won't be on Zone 4.
Right. Yeah, it can still happen. You and Mike do that, and Chris and I'll just sit back and
we'll watch.
Because anytime you start getting into Man of Steel, I just don't want to be involved.
It's like I'm taking a step back, and then he like takes 20.
It's a recurring thing. Now.
Man of Steel cage match.
There you go. Man of Steel Rock'em Sock'em. We got to do the Rock'em Sock'em, Gordon.
But that's that. Once you get the appropriate sponsor on Patreon, we'll put that together.
Okay.
And Chris has to referee.
I'll referee.
My very first words on Dark Avenger Inc. on Inc. Live, it was because it was actually my first words on YouTube were Man of Steel sucks. So I'm very proud of that. Those are my very first words on YouTube.
That's hilarious. I remember that because the week before you had signs. You were like Wile E. Coyote because your audio wouldn't work.
my old camera just would not have a sound. But it was funny because Frank knows the story of why I did that. But yeah, I can't say it. But there was a reason why I said that.
Yeah.
Things had to be done.
It was Chris's fault.
I wasn't going to throw you under the bus.
Story originates from me, so
I'm always ready to throw Chris under the bus. That's like one of my favorite things to do since he became a cast member.
A bus, a train.
That's kind of mine and Chris's relationship.
That's why when the Chris and Brand show comes back, there's going to be a lot of buses.
See, he says stuff, and that I don't want him to say, and then I throw him under the bus.
Right, then he throws me under the bus for something else, then I'll throw him under the bus for something else. It's a vicious cycle that would never change.
So, what's one of your favorite memories, Chris?
I have 3. The Crisis on Infinite Chris's. That was fun to record. That was a good time, especially because we all got together, sat down. It wasn't like, oh, you record your lines, he'll record his lines, and I'll just string it together. No, we literally all sat down and recorded that together. I think we did it twice because the first take there was a hiccup, and it was hilarious, but we wanted to do it again.
Yeah.
That was one. Second one was when you threw me under the bus with Ron. Chris says, you were saying, oh, yeah, Dapper this and something. I forgot. It was Dapper and a few other things. And Ron was like, yeah, Chris, because I wasn't on that week.
Yeah.
And then the next week I came on, it was brought up to me. Thank you, Brand. And then, oh, shoot, now I forgot the third time. We'll go with those two for now. But those were fun times, both of them.
Let's see. I got so many memories too. I mean, I talked about one. It was either last week or the week before, the Hamburger University stuff. That was hilarious.
One of my favorite memories was when we talked about the Hamburger University Chris episode with Chris, and Chris had no idea there was such a thing. I thought it was beautiful, and I'm not mocking you, Chris. I'm serious. It was like cool. Like he's actually excited about the concept of a hamburger university.
That was good. I like that.
I still am waiting for that.
When Bill Gladman came on, and I think it was Bill Gladman, Scott Simmons, and myself, we did a special talking about it was the night of the Smallville finale, and we did an episode kind of talking about that show, and it was pretty cool. That was one of the first live ones we did because we did live video through a site called TalkShoe at the time. That was a fun one, and I don't know, it's hard to pick. There's been so many. So
yeah, or my one of my favorites, because it's so annoying, is I had made a joke about me and Frank Rainer being the same person, and it was an off the cuff, and Ron just ran that joke into the ground.
Yeah, he did. To the point when we finally got you two on the same episode, it was still like, no, you're just throwing your voice or something. It was like, you still can't be you still the same person.
Yeah, but we should also point out, Ron now lives in Colorado, where certain substances that are illegal elsewhere are plentiful, and you can enjoy them. And I'm
That's
just
true.
leaving it there.
So he may really believe you're the same person, was what you're saying at this point.
Yes.
Considering those substances. That was a really cool spinoff of Zone 4. If anybody hasn't checked it out, it's actually still on iTunes. The Rainman Power Hour. It was Frank Rainer and Bill Gladman and myself. What's that, Jay?
I said I listened to that.
Yeah. It was so fun because we did all these there were 3 episodes. We just did a skit where we were lost in some other universe, and it was like 3 episodes long, and it was crazy. And I think Liefeld was a joke in part of it, which we'll talk about him later, maybe.
Definitely.
And it was so much fun. We had a lot of fun on that show too. So Zone 4 had a lot of spinoffs, man. We did a wrestling podcast. We did transmissions from Zone 4 where we talked about all. It was Gordon, Ron, and me, and we talked about film, comics, and geez, what was the other thing, Gordon?
Probably
Film, comics,
Pulp,
and pulp. Yeah, probably pulp. Yeah, and man, what else? Toys, Hall of Toys.
All
we did.
Toys, 1 to 3
Chris had about
podcast.
16 different shows.
Hit Points came out of Hall of Toys.
Yeah.
Brand Show came out of Hall of Toys. Because all of
Like I
stuff
said, Chris had like 16 shows.
we had a lot of shows together, Brad and I. We literally did a show for everything at one point.
Yeah,
It was like every week, Chris would be like, I got another show. I got another podcast.
Actually,
I'm like,
Brad and I came up with the shows together, so I'm not taking the heat for the only one for that one.
Yeah,
Well,
I even pitched a potential spinoff that Brant never acted on.
Which one was that?
It was the idea. The idea was you would talking with people who are working in the industry, so working writers, working artists, and actually talking about what their day-to-day looks like. So thanks a lot, Brant. Thanks a lot. Screw you. Screw you.
Oh, that's hilarious. I'm sorry.
Wait, don't forget the morning stream. We liked that idea up until we had to wake up early to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
We both woke up that day. We're both like, we can't do this.
Yeah, then it became the late night stream, and then it became the
late night.
Never at all.
Then we're like, screw it. We're just putting it in the Chris and Brant show.
I loved it that Gordon told me off on my final episode. I love it. That's one of my favorite memories now on Zone 4.
Okay, one of Dan Sen's favorite memories is Brant reluctantly asking John his opinion of a Captain Ron comic, knowing John's critical nature. John, of course, followed through with some criticism, and Brant laughed. Because I think that would have been the Ivy Frost comic, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it might have been. Yeah, we also talked
because if I remember, I think I told Ron one story worked and one story didn't, and Ron appreciated that. He was polite, and John did what John does, which is basically, you know what, this is my opinion. I'm sorry. You know, he's kind of like how do I describe John? And I love John to death, but he's very direct and very blunt.
Yes, he is that. He is that, and he will freely admit that. But yeah, I know we also talked about Terminator Burning Earth on the show. And
yeah.
I don't remember if he was on that, but I know there were some comments towards that book as well from one of us. I don't remember who. Somebody had some criticism for that one too.
I read it. I enjoyed Burning Earth. I know that.
Yeah,
but it wasn't me. No,
I don't remember if it was John or were you on that one, Gordon?
I know I've read the book. I don't remember if I was on the podcast.
It might have been John, and he might have had criticism for that one too. I don't remember honestly. But that
was my original Zone 4. When I started listening, it was you, Gordon, Ron, and John.
Okay.
Oh, just a correction to Dan in the comments. I didn't do the MODOK voice. That was Frank Rayner.
So he's confusing you two as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that joke is officially dead and buried. Okay.
We had a spinoff of a spinoff. Raymond was a spinoff of Zone 4, and Ask MODOK was a spinoff of Raymond. Frank and I did this little show called Ask MODOK. And Frank did the voice of MODOK, and it was hilarious. We did a lot of skits with that too.
Now we need a show called Ask Brodock.
Yeah. See, Gordon can play Brodock now. Gordon's like, why did I come on this show?
I'm keeping my mouth shut.
We've got so many comments that I can't keep up. I saw something about Alan saying that's why I hide in buildings on Fortnite. What was that in reference to? Did you see that, Chris?
Yeah, I'm trying to get that. I don't know.
What was it? What did he say?
He said that explains why Brant hides in buildings on Fortnite. I'm not sure what that's referencing.
I think you and Chris don't each other on the.
Maybe.
Oh.
Okay. I'd like to address one of the comments. Mike Manhattan asked, anyone ever wondered why Grant Morrison has never written a Doctor Strange comic? Mike, the answer is simple. Nobody wants it. That's why.
I think maybe Marvel's just a little bit wiser not to let him write any more books for them.
That would fit, though. If there was any Marvel characters that would fit on.
There's a list of writers and artists that shouldn't be doing books anymore. John Romita Jr. being one of them.
I'm not going to say he shouldn't be doing books. I'm just going to say I don't enjoy the art in them when he does. So.
I don't like John Romita Jr.'s art. Sorry, his dad was famous. Him, no.
I just think some people should quit while they're still okay.
Yeah, okay.
Like Zone 4.
I think that the show Zone 4 is a lot better than John.
Zone 4 brought you the genius of Captain Sparkles.
Chris. So, since we're talking about artists, and we've already brought his name up, did anybody read Major X? Because I did.
I wouldn't waste.
I struggled through it. Yes.
Did you read it, Gordon? Did you even know about it?
I kind of knew about it, but whenever I see Rob Liefeld's name, I tend to avoid it. Yeah, it's kind of like walking. It's kind of like if I see a bus coming, I don't think, hey, I'm going to walk into that and get hit. I'm going to think I should back away.
I just think how I'm going to throw Chris underneath it, but that joke's already passed. We'll move on. But
You're kind of running that joke into the ground.
I know.
Got to make sure to run it into that ground.
Well, because Ron's not here, so I have to play the part. No, it was like morbid curiosity is why I read it. It's like I want to see. It was kind of like not being able to look away from a train wreck or something. It's that kind of thing. I had to see what it was about, at least one issue. And
really loves Liefeld.
No, I have made no secret about the fact that when I was coming up in comics, I was a big X-Force fan. I was a Youngblood fan, and I liked the story behind Rob Liefeld. You know, the way he was so young when he broke in and all that kind of stuff. I like the story. Looking back and, you know, being older now and having experienced life,
being older,
I'm wiser and smarter, and I can understand that, yeah, that wasn't very good. But at the time, I liked the books, but it was the writing. Fabian Nicieza is a fantastic writer.
Brent actually used the "I'm older and wiser" shtick for Rob.
That's right. Exactly. But anyway,
unlike Liefeld, Brent actually got wiser as he got older.
And like Captain Ron, Brent wears a baseball cap.
So I had to give it a shot, right? I had to try it out just to see. Yeah, it's a thing that exists that I'm not sure should, but it's there. So what are you gonna do about it, right? The premise of the story is this guy comes back in time, but from a different dimension, and he needs Cable's help to save his world because of who Cable is to him, and he's a hero and all this stuff. So he goes back to 90s era X-Force. Why, for some reason, the X-Force are at the X-Mansion, but the only X-Men at the X-Mansion is Wolverine. And then all of a sudden, Deadpool shows up to fight Dreadpool, a Deadpool knockoff with shoulder pads and a Captain America big blown out chest.
Yeah.
Brent,
Cable's supposed to automatically know who he is.
Gordon's lost for words.
I am regretting showing up tonight. I am really regretting that.
Wait. It gets better because I was sharing this with the guys before we went live. Let me hit that screen share. So on Instagram, somebody shared. I'm guessing it's a tweet that Rob Liefeld put out about Deadpool issue 10 as opposed to Major X issue 1. Let me tell you, Spider-Man Deadpool issue number 47 is in no way the first appearance of Major X. It came out a week after Deadpool number 10. I'm giving it notice by mentioning it here, but I will never, ever sign a single copy of Deadpool 10.
No, actually, he's saying I'll never sign a copy of Spider-Man Deadpool number 47. Now that I reread that.
No, it's Deadpool 10.
No, there's a period there.
Oh, yeah, and then Deadpool 10 came out. No, but it says Deadpool 10 came out a week before, as I anticipated a clown move like this.
Yeah, Deadpool 10 came out a week before Spider-Man Deadpool.
Okay.
It says, let me tell you, Spider-Man Deadpool 47 is in no way the first appearance of Major X. It came out a week after Deadpool number 10. I'm giving it notice by mentioning it here, but I will never ever sign a single copy of Deadpool 10 came out a week before, as I anticipated a clown move like this.
So yeah, he's
all right. So
go ahead, Jay.
Go ahead. It wasn't supposed to be in Spider-Man. From what I read, it wasn't supposed to be in Deadpool Spider-Man number 47. So he knew about the appearance in Deadpool number 10, and he made sure it came out a week before that because he thought something was going to happen. Right?
Yeah,
is that how you read it?
That's how I read it. So he'll never sign a copy of Spider-Man Deadpool number 47.
Yeah, either he'll never sign a copy of Spider-Man Deadpool 47 or Deadpool 10. You know what? Somebody go to a convention, bring it up.
Not why?
Why would I pay him money for his autograph?
Yeah,
I love the comments to that I shared on Instagram more than anything else because everybody was talking how much trash the issue of Major X was, which Brant, I'm sure, will get into that a little while.
Well, no, I mean, I'm going to say, I know Rob Liefeld has his fan base. As a matter of fact, Dan Sin said, I'll still jump in to defend Liefeld, but I'll skip John Romita Jr. Superman Year One. And that's fine. One of the original hosts of the show, Jason Barrick Lewis, was a huge Liefeld fan. Whatever. But you got to understand that Liefeld wrote Major X as well as drew it. And whether you like his art or not, his writing, that's a whole other story. I mean, come on. That plot was so thin you could pour water on it, it would fall apart.
What do you expect for a plot written on loosely paper and crayon?
Exactly.
This is the man who proclaimed somewhere that he's going to be the next Stan Lee.
Yeah, I have not seen personally him say that, so I don't even want to comment on that.
Somebody said it in the comments. I'm just
like I said, go check out the video. Go check out the video of Stan Lee with what's his name?
Todd McFarlane.
Todd McFarlane and Rob Liefeld. They're drawing. He's commenting. Gold.
It's whatever. There are some inherent flaws with Rob Liefeld's art, which I don't think he cares that they're there because he's not improved them in all these years. And if you like that, you like that. He's not the worst artist in the world, but yeah, you don't need this book because
he's just one of them.
There's no reason for this book to exist, though. If this character, who it is, and do you want me to spoil who it is?
Spoil it! It's past Wednesday. Spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert. Very last page, Cable says he knows who he is, so take off your helmet and reveal to everyone who you are. And so he takes his helmet off and says his name and that he's Cable's son. And then Cable's jaw drops like, oh, it's like, wait a minute, you just said you knew who he was. Okay, sure, whatever. So yeah, he's Cable's son.
Joking.
But he's not even from the same dimension. He's from like a completely different.
So he knows his son. He apparently Cable has the power to know his son from any dimension.
Yeah. So whatever. It should have been something, but it's not because it's Liefeld. But other than that was that. Any other comic topics we want to talk about before we get into our topic? Our main topic?
10 issues from now, this series will be canceled if it's lucky.
10 issues? That's a mini series, so it's not going to last that long.
I think only, what is it, 5, 6 issues? It's only a mini series, Chris.
Yeah, it's just a mini series.
Oh, it's a mini? I thought it was an ongoing. Okay, never mind.
No, I don't think
so. And I don't think Marvel's going to want him around after he says about the clown move and all that. Like, do you not know that these people are paying their check?
Yeah, I think he kind of stuck the middle finger up to the check. That literally he took the check with one hand and put the middle finger up with the other.
I don't think he gets the old thing that my dad used to say all the time. Don't step on the hand that's connected to the butt you have to kiss tomorrow. You know, like he does it all the time. Like he does not care.
It's a weird place for a hand, but I get the point.
Yeah. Well, no, it's like stepping up the ladder. Don't step on the hand.
Don't bite the hand that feeds you, kind of thing. Yeah, I get it.
You got to get off the train.
Don't poop where you eat.
Yeah.
At some point, he's gonna have to get off.
He just doesn't care. Like he does not care. He honestly believes his own hype.
I'm gonna read this comment and then I just want to put this to bed because Mike Manhattan keeps asking any thoughts on the Epic Game Store controversy. I have no idea what he's talking about. Do you, Chris?
Yeah, me either.
He's talking about Borderlands 3 being exclusive on the Epic Game Store for 6 months before it goes to Steam. Mike, again, I'm the only one on this panel here on Frontline Live, anywhere that is really super deep into gaming. Other than myself, Brant does play games, but not as extensive.
And Michael on Frontline Live.
And Michael from Frontline Live, that's right. But you asked this question, and honestly, nobody here except me knows about the whole Epic issue. So honestly, no one except me can comment. And I don't PC game, so I could care less about the Epic problem because I play on console. I don't believe in PC Master Race. So in reality, no one can tell you what they feel about the Epic Game Store BS when it comes.
Yeah, sorry, Mike. It's just that's a little out of this current cast depth.
Hey,
so.
actually, I can say how I feel about the whole controversy. Who cares? Let's move on.
Okay. So Gordon, since you're here, and I already know what Jay and Chris and myself, of course, think about this. What do you think about this new X-Men event with Jonathan Hickman taking the reins of the X titles? Any thoughts at
all? It'll be interesting because I think Marvel, I know with certain properties, they've either canceled outright or they've had a very distant relationship from. It'll be interesting to see what will happen with this, especially since Hickman seems to be going in the let's all mash up different X-Men from different eras and see what just based on that one picture. Mm-hmm. I'm curious, but I don't know if I'm going to be in it for the long haul.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of wary of Hickman just because I haven't enjoyed a lot of what he's done in the past, and I think that's the same for Jay and Chris. And we talk about all the time that he's very into the maps and the details and all this kind of thing, and it's just I don't know. It takes me out of the story some, so I'm kind of worried about it a little bit, but I'm kind of interested at the same time because the same reasons that you pointed out. It sounds intriguing enough to try it out. So, plus I love the X-Men, so we'll see what happens with it.
I love the X-Men. That's why I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm trying to just give it the benefit.
I'm trying to be the positive person you are, and I'm trying to down you like I always do. I try to knock you back down to earth.
Mm-hmm. You're trying to John me. Is what you're trying to be John. That's what John would always do. Tell me how he feels about it, which was always much appreciated. Like Gordon said, he's very direct and does not shy away from an opinion at all. And you're the same way in that regard, Jay.
Jay,
I think that is an extra compliment.
Yeah. I meant it as a compliment to both.
I know. I'm just saying. I actually take that as a compliment. Some people don't when they're told that. They don't like being told that, but I actually like it.
I know. My mom doesn't like when I tell her.
Mom,
you're very blunt.
I'd rather be told that I'm blunt and honest than I'm a liar and a backstabber.
Well,
that's just the better option, you know?
Yeah.
So I'd rather just come out and tell somebody, no, I don't like it. I try to be a little tactful with my bluntness, though.
Mike Manhattan says, I thought Hickman would be at DC at this point. I could see him going after this, maybe after his big run on the X-Men. That's the last big franchise he's got to dip his toes into, right?
No.
Jay's like, no Hickman on my Superman.
No.
All the Marvel fighters are slowly going over to DC and screwing it all.
DC does not need any maps.
He would totally be on Justice League. You know that, right? If he goes there, he's going to take over Justice League.
You know what they should do? They should have Hickman write those Hanna-Barbera DC crossovers.
There you go. I'm down for that.
Honestly, at this point, I think DC would hire him too because they've hired every other.
He can do Vertigo. He can do some Vertigo stuff. I don't care about that. Just don't touch me in DCU because then he'll eventually have to write Superman and something will go wrong and I would have to take a contract out on someone.
I'm surprised you're not taking a contract out on Bendis already, but
I'm okay with Bendis on it. Me and Brant are the ones who are okay with it.
Yeah, you're the one that's not.
Yeah, me and Brant are okay. We're not having that much of a problem. I just don't like the possible outing of Superman. That I don't like because it's been done before.
I've actually enjoyed all of his main DC stuff. It's the other stuff he's done, the new stuff. I forget what the line
Scarlet
is.
and all that.
Yeah, Scarlet and that kind of thing.
Cover.
Yeah.
Can't think of the other one.
I haven't been crazy about that stuff, but all his main the Young Justice, Naomi, and the Superman books I've been fine with.
Yeah, me too.
So speaking of DC, it's topic time.
Topic time. It's topic time.
I heard that yesterday. The day before that. And the day before that.
Yeah, it is a thing here on Frontline now. So we're going to talk a little bit about Heroes in Crisis because it's been a while since we did our crisis management thing. We started off and then we took that big break, and so we didn't really get to continue on with it. And also, Gordon had some thoughts, and he hasn't obviously been on the show, so we want to talk about Heroes in Crisis, get us up to date. We're 7 issues deep now. We got, 3 issues left?
2.
2 issues left. 2 issues
we
left.
got 8 and 9.
Okay, so we're almost to the end, and we got to figure out where we're at. So figure out how everybody's feeling about this. And Gordon, the 3 of us have talked about this like constantly on Frontline. So I want to give you the floor and let you talk about it first. So overall, what do you think about the story?
I have mixed feelings about it, but they lean more towards the positive.
Okay.
I think as a mystery, it doesn't quite work. I see where King is going with his writing, because it's about heroes who are dealing with the trauma of being superheroes. But the storytelling, and I'm going to paraphrase what I think I heard Jay say last week in the pre-show before the episode, which is most comics that are built on mysteries have that kind of almost logical progression. It's like, one thing leads to another. I like the fact that King is focusing more on these kind of smaller moments with heroes dealing with what they're dealing with, but the story doesn't quite hang well. I almost wish, and I know this is going to sound like I'm really, I'm being a bit abstruse, but I almost wish this were an existential crisis rather than a mystery type of crisis. I mean, if it had been sold as, yes, it's about heroes dealing with stuff, I might like it more, but the mystery is kind of underwhelming to me.
Okay.
Done it kind of deal.
Oh, that's fair. I mean, I know a lot of people have mixed feelings about this book, and some people are really enjoying it. Some people are not enjoying it at all, or I like it, and I like both elements of it. I like the mystery element and the dealing with the traumatic, post-traumatic stress and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, PTSD and different things like that. I like the way that they're handling that, and I think that's been my favorite part about it is the way that they're handling that. And I kind of like the confessional booths, and I know a lot of people don't. But
I like them. I like them too.
Yeah, because I think he gives you this nice little insight to these characters that you don't see. You don't see these quiet moments all the time with them, and how their inner thoughts work and that kind of thing. And I think you get
just
a
the
little
background one alone. Like, it was hardly anything. She said 2 words, there and there. And it was such a powerful page. Like, just because she showed her wounds, like, that's something you would not see anywhere else. And it was so powerful, I thought. It was just 2 words on the whole page.
Yeah. But, I mean, obviously it's been billed as a mystery. That's kind of the underlying part of it is the mystery aspect of it, because you start off with the murder. And I don't have a problem with the way it's paced, and I know some do, and obviously you don't think it's really worked as a mystery, Gordon. I like we were talking on Frontline Live, Kat and Mike don't like the fact that we don't know more than we do at this point, and I kind of understand that, but at the same time I'm like, well, it's a mystery, you shouldn't know the answer until the end.
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
so
and I think too, it's also when you're telling. I think the personal stuff and the trauma stuff, to me, it's a lot more powerful and a lot more interesting than having. And I understand with the mystery, you kind of need an overarching plot to connect these together. But I kind of feel like in a weird way there are issues in between missing. because it never quite feels to gel. So I'm not like hating on the book. I don't think it's. I know a lot of people think it's garbage. I don't. I just think it's one of those where I think, and I liked King's work on Vision. I liked it on Mr. Miracle. I kind of like it on some of his Batman work, but I'm not saying it's like, to me it's a good C, B- book. It's not perfect, but it's not, it's kind of like I'm continuing to read it through the end simply because I'm curious about it. And then on that level, the fact that I didn't say after issue 2, oh, screw this, I'm never reading it again, is a success. So I think I'm probably erring more on the positive. Yeah, I like it, though I see some issues, versus I don't dislike it and think it's not worth it. So I kind of see where he's going, and I'm curious to see where he takes it.
Yeah, and I know from past experience, you, Gordon, I mean, you're tough on events. Like if they don't grab you, or just story arcs in general, if they don't grab you, you do just kind of like, okay, I'm done. And so, yeah, that speaks volumes that you continued this far into it. What do you think, Jay, as far as the mystery aspect of it?
I like the mystery aspect of it just because I hate it when the comic book or any book tells you basically what the answer is in like issue 2, and then you got 7 issues left, and you're like, okay, I know the answer. What did I care about it? That's usually when they fill in the personal stuff. This one is doing it a little bit different because it's giving you the personal stuff while you're still trying to figure out the case. And I like that we're getting little clues and little hints at things and answers to some things, but we're still getting more questions. So for me, it's like a ongoing progressive mystery instead of like, just one solid mystery. It's an ongoing progressive mystery that alters all the time. So that's why I like it. And I do love the confessionals. I think it's a great way to bring in that emotional and that personalization to each story. I love how they're doing real therapy, like psychological problems and PTSD and all that doesn't go away with one session. It doesn't go away because you told someone about it. It's an ongoing trauma. And I like especially in the last issue where you see Flash, it's like, this is week 1, and he's telling you about week 1, that he's like week 2, week 3, and you've seen like how it's wearing him down, and it's like the more he goes through it, the more he expresses, the more he feels, the more he realizes, and it's that process. So that's what I really love about it, is the psychological effects that it's showing. Because so many people are like, oh, well, it shows real psychological studies. No, it didn't, because the next issue he was over it, This is actually showing the progression of what it actually does to someone. And I don't think we ever pay attention to heroes, like that. It was always like, oh, heroes are supposed to be this and they're supposed to be that. And it could be translated into how we think about other things, like, a parent or, a hero, whoever your hero is in life, like you just think of them as a certain way. And I like it. I really do like how he writes. I think King is changing the way people think the medium should be written. Because, like, I said this on Frontline Live, like, I think everybody's so used to the standard format of a comic book. This is how it's supposed to go. A big bang, boom, boom, fight. Everybody.
Out. Yeah.
Hey,
yeah,
Michael.
and King challenges that. I'm sorry I didn't see Michael come in. I'm not on that screen.
Yeah, sorry, I just noticed he was there.
You just happened to notice I divided into 2. Okay.
I wasn't looking. I was looking at Jay.
Oh.
Oh, I was in the other screen, so I wasn't even on the screen. I was on the comments. So, I really think it's a good way that he's doing it. I think he's doing it in an interesting way.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I really like about the book, is that it's he's talking about mental health issues in a way that isn't. It never feels like that kind of very typical, hey, look, people, mental illness is a thing. You need to be compassionate towards people. And I think that's why I'm leaning towards, I'm not enthusiastic, but I like the book more than I dislike it, because he's doing some really interesting stuff. Kind of like the way that Mr. Miracle is a little bit about some of the similar issues without drawing them to a point, and that's what I'm really liking about the book. So it's, I mean, the only other thing that Heroes in Crisis did was got me to start reading Doomsday Clock on a regular basis. So simply because I wanted to see how the two series, even though they're kind of different, how they kind of compared to each other. So
right. I'd be curious to see. I mean, obviously, I think that Doomsday Clock is going to be something because of the way it's spaced out in the release schedule. It's going to be something that if I read it all together, I'm going to enjoy it a little bit more because I forget what's happened by the time I read it. I wonder if Heroes in Crisis, if it's going to be a more complete story for those that may not have enjoyed it as much. I don't know. You mentioned that it had a problem gelling together for you, Gordon, and I can see that. I can see that complaint because it does kind of jump from one thing to the other and kind of leaves these little bits and pieces out in the middle. I wonder if it would be more cohesive read all at once or not. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think this might be one of those read for the, kind of made for the trades. So I think it'll all coalesce. But I do think, given what's happened, some of the plot stuff that's happening in Heroes in Crisis and Doomsday Clock, I think Heroes in Crisis is kind of setting up the distrust, because Lois Lane basically reveals, oh yeah, there's a mental health facility for superheroes, and Doomsday Clock is about the superheroes as weapons. So I think there's a kind of logic to it, but I think again, once both trades are out, reading them as one complete work will probably be a lot more illuminative.
Yeah. And especially if they really do pick up on the threads from both of those and have it impact the overall universe.
I feel like Doomsday Clock was supposed to be done already, and Identity and Heroes in Crisis was supposed to happen after it. It just so happens that they're now colliding with one another, going on at the same time. And actually, Heroes in Crisis is going to finish way before Doomsday Clock finishes now.
Well, not way before, because
a few months.
2 more issues, and we have until September for September,
so it's not like way before. It's
a couple months. Couple of months. Yeah, they're about a couple months. Yeah.
See, what I like about the what Gordon was saying about not knowing, like there's stuff missing, is I like that because I think it adds to the mental health discussion, because sometimes there aren't answers to things, like you don't know what caused this pain, you don't know why you felt this way, and I feel like that's a part of it. I don't know if anybody here ever watched Seventh Heaven, but there was an episode where they filmed, I think it was Matt did a video for school called the 18-year talk or something like that. It was about, about having to talk with your kids, and there was no answers to any of the questions that the kids were asking. He was like, because everybody's answers are different. So I think that's kind of what he's going with here, like everybody's answers are going to be different to what you think is going on. So he's letting it a little bit for each person have a different experience with it also, I think that's what he could be doing, because he does. Kingston does.
Sorry about that.
The show started all over again, everybody.
That's Frank's way of feeling.
No.
He's like playing me off stage. He's like, okay, we're playing you off.
My screen was going black, and I was hitting it to keep it from going black. But yeah, sorry.
But I just think King's always done something. He's known for doing something different than what the mainstream is doing. If you look at Vision, it was a different animal than what was out there. If you look at Mr. Miracle, it is. You look at his Batman run, it is. Right. Everything he's doing is something different. But I think what all of them have in common is that he has an a larger picture that he's painting. Like he has the big canvas, and when it's done, it looks really nice all together. So I think once this is done, it will read a lot better for people who maybe did not enjoy it. But I also think a lot of people who don't enjoy it are very biased because of the Wally stuff. I think that's a lot of where the hate is coming from, is, oh, you can't mess with Wally West. Because as soon as they said that, before the book even came out, and people were hearing that it was going to be about Wally, people were like, no, Wally can't be in there, Wally can't die, you know, because there was like, you know, he was on the cover and they were like, and then he went, I think it was the end of Flash Forward, he went to Sanctuary. People were like, got all nervous that he was going to Sanctuary. They're like, you can't kill Wally West, you know? So I just think it's that is also leading to a lot of the hate, not just, you know, it being a little bit different than most comic books, but because of Wally West and how much the fandom has an affinity for him because of his long tenure as the Flash.
Yeah, and I'm sure that played into it for a lot of people. I know some people don't enjoy it just because they're not enjoying the storytelling as well. But I think you're right. That did create an initial bias against it. But I don't know. It's one of those stories that seems very polarizing. Either you're really loving it or you're really not. So I enjoy, like Gordon said, I enjoy King's writing. I loved Vision. I never got a chance to read Mr. Miracle, and I liked a lot of his Batman stuff.
You missed Mr. Miracle. That was another.
I know. I gotta get the trade of it. I keep hearing good things about it.
Literally, Darkseid is there are people cosplaying that still.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Oh yeah.
But you're right, Jay, that he does, like, he has this full blown painting in mind, and he just kind of, it's deconstructed and he constructs it piece by piece, and then you have this beautiful picture at the end. That's the way Vision works, for sure.
Unlike you know, Hickman, he doesn't have to draw us a map to get us there. Like he just is like, all right, chill. When I'm done, you'll see the big picture. I don't have to leave you maps to take you there. Just read it and you'll see it all when it's over. Like, you know, Hickman's like that. You have to keep following along with the map. So, but I really do like King's writing. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's too poetic and all that. I'm like, do you not read anything outside of comic books that, you know, like, comic books is not one medium. Like, I just hate when people are like, they try to put comic books into a certain box. Yeah, it's like it can only be this way. No, comic books are supposed to expand. Like, if people thought that way, then Watchmen would never have been written, you know? And that's one of the best books. Like, everybody's like, oh, that's such a great book and all that. But if people thought the traditional way of writing comics is the only way to write them, then Watchmen would never have happened, you know? Like, some of the greatest books would never have happened if you went with conventional thinking. I like it when a writer takes a bold step and writes something different. Gargoyles was a show that had a cartoon that had Shakespeare in it. Who would ever have thought that would be possible? It went out of the norm. So I like when writers go out of the norm, and Tom King is one of those writers, so. And he has a great sense of humor, because after the whole bat wedding thing, he actually had a bodyguard at, what was it? What convention was it? I think it was like WonderCon or something. He had a bodyguard with him. He was like, this is my bodyguard in case anybody wants to do anything.
Yeah, that's funny. Bernie Exeter just goes completely off topic. You know what I'd like to see, even though I know it's not going to happen, a sequel to Punisher Warzone. Is he talking about the movie or the comic?
Yeah, I hope it's not the movie, because if it's the movie, that was a train wreck.
It's been both a movie and a comic book. So
if you're talking about the movie, that was just straight up. It was just all shooting. Like, the whole movie was just action, if I remember correctly. That was the one after Thomas Jane.
You got to get Thomas Jane and make a sequel to the Punisher movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed Thomas Jane.
The Laundromat, or what was that called? Doing the laundry or something like that.
Dirty Laundry.
Dirty Laundry. Yeah,
that was the
good.
To Punisher.
Yeah, that was good.
It was even better written than the movie.
Mm-hmm. By far.
Which is very sad. That 5-minute video is better than the hour and a half movie.
But it was so good.
Yes. It proves that he can act as the Punisher, and was just the script and the directing that screwed up.
Yeah. So, Chris, any thoughts on Heroes in Crisis?
I think everything was touched. Honestly, my opinion of the book is I'm enjoying it. I'm more to me, you, and Jay, the three that enjoy it the most from the Frontline crew.
From the Frontline crew, yeah.
Again, like Jay said, it's a mystery. I don't mind waiting till the second to last issue for the big, and then the last issue is kind of like going to wrap the whole series up for me. I just enjoy. I'm enjoying the ride. This last issue was a huge enjoyment for me too, with Harley and Booster fighting it out. You know, I saw you do it. No, I saw you do it. And then like Harley, he gives Harley the chance. Go ahead, kill me. Screw it. I give up. Literally, Booster just gives up. I screwed up the present. I screwed up in the past, and I screwed up the future. Just kill me. F it all. He doesn't say it in the book. Of course, they censor it. But if you know anything about the writing, you know he says F it all. And he says, just kill me. And she doesn't. She's like, I'm not good at being a superhero. He's like, that's okay. I'm not good at being a superhero either. It's just,
that was a fantastic scene. I love that scene.
Yeah. I loved Harley's breakdown over Ivy. You know, everybody's like always comments about them being a couple and all that. She flat out said that she is the love of her life, you know, like she flat out says that. And I love that moment. It's such a powerful moment. God bless you. It's such a powerful moment with you know, Harley admitting that, you know, just breaking down and being like, you know, she's dead. You know, it was like it finally hit her that Ivy's dead. But before that, all she was doing was like joking and laughing around, making quips like Harley always does. And I love that she's back in her classic outfit. Like, can we keep that? You can keep the crazy rainbow hair. I don't care. But just keep the outfit. Like, keep her in the outfit. Like, I hate that the booty shorts and the crop tops and all that stuff.
You know she's going to be in it until after the next movie, though. Unfortunately, the crop tops.
The two movies. Because she's also in Birds of Prey.
Oh yeah. I like the classic outfit as well. It's just it was a nice little
surprise
mix of the two. Nice little surprise too. But yeah, that scene was just fantastic with the four of them. I mean, there was like a little comedy there, but it was like really deep as well, like you said, with Harley and Booster, and that kind of realization that they're more alike than they are different, kind of thing. So.
I like the way he does that in his books. He'll use some humor to make it so it's not so down, like it's not a downer. Like he'll talk about something deep, but he'll also add some humor into it. So right. Or when he's talking about something lighthearted, he'll add some drama to bring it down a little. You know, I like how he balances his writing out.
Yeah. All right, so it's possible we're gonna get like the ultimate reveal next issue. We'll see, but what do we think this ultimate reveal is? Because we've already gotten kind of a clue. Okay, we've seen in this last issue we've seen Wally West standing right in front of Wally West, so we know, and we already knew that the Wally West that was dead was like 5 minutes older or whatever.
5 days.
5 days older. So is Wally West the killer? Or is it somebody else?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I think everybody was a pod person, and he sent them back 5 days in the past.
Okay. Chris?
I think if anything, if there's a killer, I think it's Sanctuary, or I think it's all just, well, no, we did lose Roy for sure. Somehow I think it's something that's connected to Sanctuary, and Wally tried to fix it, and things just went out of whack somehow. Because they're not going to turn Wally into a killer, not after bringing him back right away.
Okay. What about you, Gordon?
Okay. Well, let me give the joke answer first. I think it's all the machinations of Magilla Gorilla.
Nice.
If I had to speculate, I think it's going to be, the one thing I've noticed in this book, and it's a character that is really pulling from the past of DC, is a character called Nemesis, who's kind of a secret agent, master of disguise. Mm-hmm. And I know why King kind of pulled from different eras, but Nemesis has not been seen since I think the 70s. So I'm wondering if there's and there's also, the whole idea of the puddlers being the people who take the impurities out of iron. I wonder if it's someone who is at Sanctuary. Maybe it's him, maybe it's somebody else who's looking at this and going like, okay, that hero is too damaged. We got to pull him out. So it would be a good explanation why you'd kill off Roy. I mean, Roy admitted he was an addict. Why you kill off Wally? Wally is a guy who doesn't really have a life. He was pulled out, but things have changed. So I do think there's that kind of idea of removing these damaged heroes in order to make the other heroes purer. I'm going to say Nemesis just because that's a random reference, but yeah, I think the motivation is pretty much less personal and more like, yeah, we got to kind of thin the herd, which is kind of nasty, but I also think kind of honest, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. I think making it Wally's too obvious. So, and I think the fact that he's face to face with himself means that he knows what's coming somehow, and that's going to be revealed to us. And so he's either going to try to prevent it, or he actually does prevent it. I don't know. So there's something there with his involvement that's going to try to prevent it, and he's witnessed his own death because of it. As far as who the killer is, I think Nemesis is a great guess. I wouldn't even think of him, but you're right. He was just kind of placed there, and
he could be anyone.
Yeah, that's very interesting theory. I kind of like that. If not him, I agree kind of with Chris that maybe it's Sanctuary itself somehow. But we'll see. Yeah.
Here's an important question though. How did Harley see Booster do it, and Booster say he's seen Harley do it?
That's a good question.
They both swear that they seen the other one do it, and we've seen at least 2 different ways, well, 3 different ways that he could have died. Because one version, Wally was in Sanctuary in the therapy session and ran out. One, Wally brought Roy inside.
Yeah.
Where we know that they were found both dead. One, Wally was killed outside. I mean, we've seen multiple point of views, like different things. So, like, where was actually reality? I love that part too.
Yeah, because I mean, we've also seen that each one of them to deal with their issues has been in like a holographic chamber kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where they've been dealing with that. So is what they've seen, speaking of Harley and Booster, was that even real, or was it in that holographic chamber?
Exactly.
So it's there's a lot to play with there, and it's
just a whole lot that they could do.
Yeah.
I personally hope that some of these people aren't dead, because I do like some of these characters that died, and I think that they like need to be retold. Like they need to be kept, because I don't think they're done. Like, you know, I just want to see some of them.
I'm sure some of them are going to stay there, though. I think they have to make the story mean anything. I hope
some of them say that.
Yeah,
I don't care if some of them say that.
Yeah,
but like I actually like Lagoon Boy. Like in his story, I liked him better than I've ever liked him in any of the comic books he's ever appeared in, and Young Justice that he appeared in the cartoon. I liked him better in this mini, the one issue that he was really in, better than all those appearances.
Yeah.
So I really want him to come back and have somebody actually flesh him out more like that.
I honestly wonder, by throwing all these obscure characters in there, if there wasn't a reason behind it, like there's some plan, some future plan for some of them beyond this, like down the line. Because that's possible. Maybe he's one of them because of the popularity from Young Justice, even maybe.
Yeah.
So we'll see. So we got what, 3 weeks till the next issue?
Yep. Wow. Now maybe 2.
Maybe 2.
We'll
have to talk about it on Frontline Live, and we'll have to somehow get Gordon's thoughts on it when it comes out. All right, so that's it for Heroes in Crisis. Then, are there any other like comics that we want to talk about that are going on right now? Anybody's like really just? I mean, we talked about Major X, we talked about Heroes in Crisis. Is there any? War of the Realms came out this week. Did everybody get a chance to read that yet?
I didn't get to read it yet.
I did.
Oh, okay. So only 2 of us have read it. I will say that I liked it. That's all I'll say about it. Then, I enjoyed it quite a bit, actually.
I might check it out at some point.
Okay.
I think you would like it, Chris, because you like his run on Thor. So I think you'll like it.
I'll try it out for sure.
So, Chris, any books you want to talk about?
TMNT is really revving up to the 100th issue. I'll throw that out there because everybody knows I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm happy when Bendis is done with Superman, regardless what you and Jay think. I truly am not 100% behind Bendis on Superman or Young Justice, but I think he's doing Young Justice better for right now.
Did you read this week's issue yet?
I have not read anything this week yet.
Okay.
Nothing's come out where, I haven't been able to see anything yet.
Okay. Yeah, you don't get your shipment until the weekend, I forget.
So, what about you? You got any books?
Or anything else you want to talk about at all, Michael? Because welcome to the show. Officially.
Yeah,
Hi, Michael. Welcome to the show.
I don't know any like from the past week also.
Any type of book.
Well, there was one book that actually touched me the past week of the WrestleMania special.
Oh yeah, the WrestleMania special.
The one story that actually touched me the most about that book was the Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair match.
Yeah, that was so good.
I mean, where he said at the end of the match, before he switched to music, like just saying "Sorry, I love you," and then the thing that led to it was really an emotional moment. I remember actually seeing that moment happen at WrestleMania, and it was just it takes your breath away, even reading it, because you remember seeing that. It's just really awesome book, and I'm looking forward to actually seeing WrestleMania this Sunday with for the first time ever in WrestleMania history. Women's match is the main event, and that's actually power to the women right there. I mean, all of 35 years of WrestleMania for the first time.
Yeah, it's really cool, and we'll give WrestleMania predictions before we end the show, much to Gordon and Jay's chagrin. But but yeah, no, I read that too, and there were two stories I really liked and two stories I didn't care for. In that the Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair one was by far the best one, and I agree with everything you just said. They really captured that moment nicely, and it was really good. And the other one was the Charlotte Flair and Asuka story. I like that one.
Yeah.
The other two I didn't care for, especially the Undertaker one. I did not like that one at all.
It was kind of weird. Yeah.
It was weird. Yeah. And then the Shinsuke and Asuka one was just okay. But yeah, no, that was a good story. Jay, anything you want to talk about?
I will say this: Go-Go Power Rangers 19 comes out on Wednesday. It's a good issue.
Cool.
It's a really good issue. I read in advance, so I can't help myself. I had to read it as soon as I can. That's just like the one book every time it comes out, I had to read it right away. And it's a really good issue. So you've been reading Power Rangers and Go-Go Power Rangers in particular, check it out. It's a really good one.
Cool. Gordon, anything you want to talk about?
Well, I just want to add, I know the last time I was on the show, I talked about giving up Doomsday Clock.
Mm-hmm.
But I've actually started rereading it just out of curiosity. And although I understand, like, on the one hand, it still feels very fan fiction-y, but I like the fact that there's, in the most recent issue, Johns did like the big twist, which is Dr. Manhattan can't see beyond a certain point, and he's wondering whether Superman kicked his ass or he destroyed the world or whatever. So it's looking really interesting. So I've been really enjoying that.
Yeah, I think it's had its ups and downs throughout that series, and I think there were some really solid issues, and there was one or two that were it's okay, but I haven't gone back and read them all back to back again like I was doing. The last issue, if I remember correctly, I think there were a couple of pages where I felt like Johns was trying a little bit too hard to get into that Alan Moore voice.
Yes.
But other than that, I've enjoyed it. It felt a little forced in a couple of places, but
yeah, I think that's a book that is definitely going to read better in trade, because it's a book you had to have right on there, because the 2 months is killing the story. Honestly, the 2 month wait between the stories is just killing it. It does no one any justice. This is a book that they should have waited till they had it all in the bag and then release it. You know, they should have waited till it was all drawn, all written, everything's done, and it's just waiting to be released, and release it, you know, on a monthly or, you know, every 2 weeks, something like that. That would have been way better. The schedule they had to come up with it ruins the whole thing. It makes it a horrible promotional tool for it. Like, it doesn't help it at all, and it just totally, we've seen it. It messes up the whole line of the books because everything's in a standstill right now in DC Universe because they can't do anything until the next phase starts, and that doesn't start until Doomsday Clock's
over.
So
yeah, I mean, it's they could have handled it better, and I hate that it's that way because you forget what happened in the last issue, or you forget it's even coming out, and it's like Doomsday Clock. Yeah, so you know, it is what it is, though. Now you just kind of got to deal with it, unfortunately. But hopefully, the payoff makes it worth it in the end.
Yes,
that's what I'm hoping for. So, you guys think I should play these audio clips or save them for the audio version?
Yes.
Go ahead and play them.
Yeah, play them.
All right.
I want to hear it
now. Bryan, it's our last episode. Screw the rules, you know.
Exactly. I'll go with Dan's first, and then I'll play Mike's. So this is from Dan Sin, ArgoComics.com.
Hey, Dan Sin here, publisher of Argo Comics. Just wanted to give a quick shout-out to Zone 4 for your final episode. Been listening for years. Brant has done a great job throughout all that time. I was even lucky enough to be a guest during the Gordon, John, Captain Ron years. So that was really great. It's been a great show all throughout. Been listening to Captain Ron's Airship 27 podcast as of now. So at least we'll continue to hear from him. Of course, we'll continue to hear from the current cast in all the Comic Frontline broadcast. So, as you've said, you're not really going anywhere. So, for, Jay and Chris, also picking up the ball here, taking it down to the end zone here for Zone 4. The end zone for Zone 4. Well, that was a segue. Or a topic time.
Topic time. It's topic time.
Anyway, great job, you guys. Bon voyage. And I'm sure we'll be seeing more from everyone who is involved in the future.
Thank you, Dan.
Did he had those sound effects, or you?
No, I edited them in because he said them, so I was like, I'm just gonna make it a little bit fun.
Okay,
so.
I was just wondering, like, if he did it himself or not.
No, he actually sent me a video, and I had to translate it to audio. But this next one's from Mike Luoma. There's those plugs.
Oh man, the acid's starting to kick in right now.
Zone 4's 450th and final podcast. Hey there, Brant, Jay, Christopher, and I hear Gordon is back for the occasion too. Hey, Gordon.
Hey.
I was going to be all congratulatory, but then I saw a final in there, and I was like, oh. Well, all good things, as they say. By the way, this is Mike Luoma, past reservist and podcaster, glow-in-the-dark radio. Sorry, plug slipped out there. You know, joking aside, thank you guys for supporting my work and letting me come on so many times and plug it. And, you know, that was while we were talking about other stuff, so I do really appreciate that. I do miss the old days, the comic-related days. Gonna miss Zone 4, too. Now you'll have to excuse me while I go yell at some clouds and, you know, tell some kids to get off my damn lawn. Damn kids. The damn kids are damn lawn. Anyway, congratulations, Brett, and everybody involved in 450 episodes of Zone 4. You guys are going out strong, too, with a good finish here, so congrats on that. And if you'll indulge me in one more last final plug, I want to thank you for letting me direct people to glowinthedarkradio.com or Mike Luoma, Luoma.com. That's Luoma. Congratulations, guys.
And thank you, Mike. That was awesome. A lot of thought in there. From both you guys and everybody else. Ron left a comment on the Facebook page as well. I may have more messages that I haven't checked yet, but I appreciate everything, and we all do. So thank you so much for that. Yes. All right. So we've talked about all the stuff. Tevye wanted us to talk about the future. I don't know what the future holds.
How can you have a future when it's ended?
What?
It's over. It's over.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's like, what are we going to talk about with the future? Maybe I should check the comments, make sure there's not any questions or anything for us. I know there's a lot of talk about movies.
Yeah, most of it just talk about random movies, random things.
Yeah. Alan said Hickman would be Public Enemy number 1 at, I'm assuming at DC.
DC, when we were talking about DC.
Okay. Thomas Jane Punisher. Brant user. Oh, go ahead.
There's some comments about the Joker trailer.
Yeah, I haven't seen the Joker trailer yet, so I don't know. Have you seen it, Gordon?
Yes, I have, and a lot of people are like, "Oh yeah, cool! I'm looking forward to this film." I'm like, first off, I'm not a big Joaquin Phoenix fan, but it's very Scorsese-esque. And I don't mean that as a compliment. and then let's be clear. There's room for a noir take on the Joker. I just don't. I'm like, why do we need a Joker film? Why?
That's my feelings towards it.
Because all their other movies suck, so why not make another one?
Yeah, it's like you'd figure that DC. It's like someone should tell
DC. All but two of their movies suck.
Yeah, someone should tell DC. They have other characters besides the Batman family.
Yes. That's the problem. They always dip back into that well. I mean, they have a wealth of characters that they could do something with. So, I completely agree with you on that.
Yeah.
But I have not seen it yet, so I can't comment on the actual trailer. Mr. Gretzky says, I'm with Gordon. Why do we need a Joker movie?
They're exploring his origin.
Yeah, we don't need a Joker movie. I don't even know why they wasted their time filming a Joker movie.
Burning Exeter says, for me, I think Joker looks pretty good, so I disagree. That's fine. Serenity says, Brant, use your precog powers. Tell us the future.
Dinner.
That's what I was thinking. The future, I'm having taco salad after this. That's what the future is.
Yeah. You know what? Let me address the whole what about the future. If we were to tell you what our plans for the future are, you wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it's like if we were planning 6 months in the future to revive Zone 4, you'd be like, oh, sure. Oh, wow. Is that it? Why not have a sense of joy and wonder? Why not let us do stuff? And then, if we come back, that's fine. Like I have lots in my future. I'm writing. I've been doing C2E2 panels. I've actually had actual published comics. See, I'm in this book right now. So let the future just happen. I mean, it's sad that we're ending, but the thing is that sometimes some things need to end in order for you to have the room to do the next really cool thing. Who knows? Maybe Brant will not wear pajama bottoms all day. Maybe
that would be stealing Michael's thing.
Yeah, maybe Brant.
If I just took them off completely.
Yeah, maybe Chris will. When Brant tries to throw him under a bus, Chris will say, "Hey, you better watch it, or I will knock your block off, pal." I mean, who knows? Maybe Rob Liefeld might learn how to draw feet. We don't know this stuff.
No,
I'm pretty secure in knowing that.
Future, and no, he still does not know how to draw feet.
Hashtag Major X has no toes.
Or any other anatomy.
But no, that's completely true, and that's one of the many reasons why we decided to end Zone 4 is because we have to make room for new stuff, for new things, new adventures, new journeys, and all that good stuff, and new possibilities, new opportunities. more with Last Number Press for myself, and so on and so forth. So, like Mike I can't even say his name. Mike Luoma said in his thing, all good things. So that's how it goes. Serenity says that is true.
New stuff.
Yeah. Serenity says that is true. Got to pave the way for the new. To quote Joni Mitchell, they paved paradise to put up a parking lot. Okay. That's one way of looking at it.
Oh, that's a nice positive thing.
Yeah, that's like saying everything we're going to be doing now is going to be garbage. This was it. This was the hype.
This was the highlight.
Yeah, thank you for the positivity. They paid paradise to put up a parking lot. Yeah, right.
That's all good. It's gonna be one heck of a parking lot. I'm telling you that right now. It'll be the best parking lot you ever seen.
It's huge.
Oh God, I knew there was gonna be one reference. I knew it. I was waiting for it.
He said that. I just started thinking about when he was like going on about how great the parking lot was going to be. I just thought that.
The 20-foot tall wall around it.
I'm not even going there. So, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, you guys are going to talk about the WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's why I was actually pulling off the matches so we could do.
Yeah, Brad has the matches. He goes through them, and then we discuss who we think's gonna win.
So, because I was thinking this is bouncing off of what's coming up in the future, is you guys can predict the future with this.
Exactly. All right. So, Chris, Michael, women's battle royal. Who's winning?
That I have no clue.
I'm gonna.
Who's the good guy?
There's a lot.
Or the good girl?
There's several.
Okay, because one of them are going to win.
Okay.
Uh,
I'll go first while you guys are thinking, all right? I think it's either going to be Asuka or it's going to be one of the Riot Squad.
I don't think the Riot Squad.
You don't think the Riot Squad? Okay.
I would say maybe Asuka. Is Nia Jax in there?
No, they're in that tag team match.
yeah,
It's Asuka, Carmella, Naomi, Lana, Mandy, Sonya, Nikki Cross, Dana Brooke, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, Mickie James, Lena Vega.
I'm gonna go with Asuka.
I would say Naomi, maybe.
Naomi, okay. All right, what about the Andrea the Giant Memorial Battle Royal? That's the guys.
Who's in it? Because I know there's a tag team one as well.
I think I know one.
Braun Strowman is in it.
No, that's it.
I think that.
I think that's a kind of a soul.
The Hardys are in it too.
I thought they were in the tag one.
No, they're in this.
You're talking about the women's tag team.
No. I thought there was tag team.
I'm thinking either between Braun Strowman or that Cruz guy. I can't remember what his name is.
I would love to see Matt Hardy win, but I don't. Unless Braun Strowman gets thrown out early, I don't see Matt Hardy winning.
Who are you talking? Oh, Apollo Crews.
Apollo Crews, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, they kind of telegraphed him. It might be him. I'm gonna go with Braun Strowman though. All right, we got Cruiserweight Championship. Buddy Murphy versus Tony Nese. That's on the kickoff.
I don't watch the kickoff, so I'm like,
I don't care about the Cruiserweight.
Buddy Murphy's gonna keep it, I think. Okay.
Probably. Okay.
All right, Raw Tag Team Championship. It's the Revival versus Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. I didn't even know this match was happening.
I hope. Yeah, Zack Ryder was trying to get a match on Twitter. I'm hoping for Zack Ryder. Yeah, I'm hoping that.
Yeah, I'm going on that side as well.
Okay, I'm going to say Revival. Yeah.
It's probably going to be a kickoff.
Yeah. We got the SmackDown Tag Championship. That's the Usos versus
a bunch of tag teams.
Versus Ricochet and Aleister Black versus The Bar versus Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura.
I think The Bar.
I would have to say Aleister Black and Ricochet because those two have performed phenomenally. I think those two would be a great fit for a tag team champion.
I just feel like they're going to go to the safe route and pick The Bar.
I'm going to agree with Michael.
Okay.
All right.
I hope they're right, honestly, because The Bar's haven't felt enough.
They are The Bar.
They don't just set the bar. They are The Bar.
Okay, I have a wrestling question.
Yes.
It's about WWE. Who do you favor? Pigmeat McBoing Boing or the Avenging Dork?
Avenging Dork, of course.
Dork.
All right. Kurt Angle in his farewell final match versus Baron Corbin.
I don't know.
Kurt Angle.
They're trying to get rid of Baron Corbin from that match due to fans, but I'm hoping they say the rumor was he was supposed to lose to Baron Corbin, but
I hope not.
I want Kurt to win his last match.
It should have been against Cena. That's all I'm going to say.
He's going to be. He was interviewed recently. He's going to be backstage.
Then again, if it was Cena, it was Kurt Angle's first open challenge.
Yeah, it was Cena's first official match as a superstar.
It should have been Cena, but he's not wrestling. I think he doesn't have the ability to.
I don't think he's gonna be back at all.
No, he's not on the card. He already admitted he's not on the card.
Yeah.
Backstage.
I know.
There you go.
The Miz versus Shane McMahon.
Miz.
Yeah, Miz.
I hope Miz. I'll say
Shane's the
lost his son.
Yes.
Shane McMahon.
We got Women's Tag Team Championship. Sasha Banks and Bayley versus Beth Phoenix and Natalya versus Nia Jax and Tamina Snuka versus the Iconics. Iconic!
Yes. I feel like Beth Phoenix.
I'm in a mixed toss between Sasha Banks, Bayley, and the Glamazon with Natalya. I'm really mixed.
I'm between those two. Either they'll retain or Natalya and Beth Phoenix will pull something out.
Although I don't think Phoenix said that she wanted to really come back. Like, she's going to come back, but I didn't.
No, I think she's back. I think she's out of retirement for now.
Yeah, I don't know. But if they won, that would be great.
I mean, Goldberg was out of retirement for a year. Maybe Beth
but
Phoenix
for how long?
A year.
For like a couple of months.
Alan says you don't look at rumors, do you? And Cena involvement in the WrestleMania is being closely guarded secret. Yeah, I try to avoid the rumors, honestly, Alan. I don't like to be spoiled for that stuff. I think Beth Phoenix and Natalya, but then they'll lose it on Raw the next night. That's what I think. United States Championship, Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio.
I want it to be Rey Mysterio, but something tells me Samoa Joe's going to retain.
I think Samoa Joe will retain as well.
I think Rey's going to win it.
I hope he does.
If he does win it, that would be great.
Joe's been losing a lot, and he's been getting really mad, so I think he's going to lose, and this is going to set him off, and he's going to go ballistic.
Oh, you think it's going to promote Psycho Joe again?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, that's fine. Then maybe.
All right, Intercontinental Championship, Bobby Lashley, Finn Balor.
Finn Balor. I'm praying.
The Demon King.
And it's the Demon Balor, yeah.
He's going to be the Demon King.
I'm praying.
Yes.
Balor.
It's got to be Balor. All right, Triple H versus Batista with Triple H's career on the line.
Oh, you mean Batista with the "Give me what I want"?
Spit flying everywhere, yeah.
Oh God, he spit so much.
Now here's the thing:
did.
Batista and Triple H in the past had a WrestleMania battle, and in a Hell in a Cell, and Batista won those times. I think this time it's going to switch hands that Triple H is going to win.
Don't know. I would say Triple H unless he officially wants to end his career in the ring, and he figured let a friend be the one that kind of.
Here's the thing.
Isn't Triple H really married to
Yes, he is.
Yes. To Vince's daughter, yes.
He would never go out as a loser. He'll go out as the winner.
Yeah. See, that's what I think as well. But I also think though that Batista, either he's going to get paid a lot of money to lose to Triple H. Yes, Dave Batista.
Okay.
So Drax. Yeah, Drax. Okay. He's the kind of guy. He's either going to get paid a lot of money to lose to Triple H, or he ain't losing because he wouldn't come back just to.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. So either Triple H is looking for a way out of, people always asking him when are you going to wrestle again every WrestleMania, or this will be the first WrestleMania that the Undertaker is not involved in. By the way,
I know.
Yeah,
weird.
Or Dave Batista thought that all his smack talking about the Guardians of the Galaxy movie was going to make him get fired, and he went back and sucked up to WWE and was like, "Come on, please throw me in a match. I'll do anything for the match."
And now that Guardian's back, we'll see.
They'll give him what he wants.
It depends. Where the story's going.
I'm sorry, that's just a meme where
I know.
Give me one.
He kept screaming it. You're right. He was spitting everywhere. Really
there was so much spit. I just saw the DX moment where they put the windshield wipers on when it was Sergeant Slaughter. I saw that from Batista. It's like I just
AJ Styles. Oh, go ahead, Gordon.
Well, this is where I actually talk about wrestling, which I don't have I have very little knowledge of. But since it looks like Batista's doing a heel turn, I could see where he loses a match to Triple H, but they pay him a lot of money, like behind the scenes, simply because it's like, okay, he went bad, and now he got punished for being bad.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I think, like I said, he would have to be paid a lot of money to do that, though.
Yeah, hopefully Triple H comes out in his King attire that he
has. Always come out.
Oh, it's WrestleMania. He's going to come out in something elaborate, yeah.
Because I like King attire.
Yeah. AJ Styles versus Randy Orton.
AJ.
Yeah, I would have to say the phenomenal one has to go to AJ Styles.
Unless Randy cheats.
Well, he's the Viper.
Yeah, of course he's
going to out of nowhere.
I know some of our predictions are going to be wrong because WWE is going to hit a swerve.
Probably.
So, well, let's hope it doesn't retain like fast.
These are who we're hoping wins after all, not who we know is going to win.
Yeah, right. Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre.
Roman Reigns.
Yeah. I hope so. He's been getting his butt kicked since he came back. Daniel Bryan versus Kofi Kingston, WWE Championship.
I feel like I want Kofi to win. I really want Kofi to win, especially after all the hype they've been building for the past 3 weeks. I've been watching SmackDown specifically for the Kofi stuff.
Kofi.
Isn't it Kofi? Didn't Kofi just tell you that last week? It's not Kofi.
He did.
I need it.
I just remember Brent saying it's not coffee.
I don't care. His name is Kofi for the rest of his life. He's going to drink coffee. So I hope he wins, but I have a feeling Daniel Bryan's going to take it, and this is going to be something they run with in the next year.
I want Kofi to win, though, because he tried, clawing his way to
But that's what I think. He's going to claw his way to WrestleMania. He's going to get screwed.
I could see that. Yeah, I could see that. They're playing out. You still couldn't win the big one, that kind of thing. Yeah.
And then he'll get it like at SummerSlam or something. Like it'll be like something long, drawn out.
Yeah, I could see that.
He always does. This is the drawn out thing we're going to get from WrestleMania. Is going to be Kofi and Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. Universal Championship: Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins.
I want Seth Rollins. I think it's time for Brock Lesnar to hang up the wrestling tights. We haven't seen the Raw Championship belt on Raw for 2 years.
Yeah.
They said that Brock wants to once again leave, and I think that this time they're going to hand it over to Seth Rollins.
I sure hope so.
I don't care if they freaking have him walk out there and just hand it to Rollins. It's time for this dude to retire. He's never in any event. We have hardly seen the Raw Championship. We have seen more of the Cruiserweight Championship on TV than we have the Raw Championship in 2 years because he refuses to go to weekly events like the champion's supposed to do. And that's why Raw sucks right now.
Tell us how you really feel, Chris.
I don't know. It is. Brock Lesnar sucks.
Yeah, Brock. I agree. Really? I'm just saying.
Like, legit sucks. If you are part of this wrestling organization, freaking show up.
Not only that, he has to have Paul Heyman talking for him. I mean, seriously.
I'd rather have John Cena hold the belt for a year. At least they'll get every Raw.
No.
That's true.
Now you're making it worse. Now you just.
No, I agree. That would have been better.
I'd rather John Cena has the belt at this point.
Give it to Rollins just to save humanity.
Yeah, so Rollins. We're all saying Rollins. Last match, main event. Women's Championship. Ronda Rousey, and both women's championships, actually. Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair versus the man, Becky Lynch.
It has to be Becky. I want it to be Becky.
You want it to be Becky, it has to be Becky, but it's probably going to be Charlotte so she can hold both women's championships because she's Ric Flair's daughter.
Yeah, of course.
No, it has got to be Becky.
Ric Flair's daughter.
No, you can't.
I want it to be Becky, but I agree with you, Chris.
Then she's going to be SmackDown and Raw Women's
Champion? She's going to have to relinquish one of the titles.
Or they'll combine them.
Is out the door leaving.
Yeah, Ronda wants vacation. We know Ronda is not winning this match.
They'll probably combine the titles because the tag titles are combined between the two shows. They'll probably just combine them.
Oh, that would be a way to combine. You know what? That actually is a good in. That's why Charlotte beat Asuka as a way to combine belts after she wins.
Right. I think that's what's going to happen. And I think it's going to be Charlotte, unfortunately, and then you're going to have Charlotte and Becky.
Universal. She'll be back and forth on the show. Becky will be back on SmackDown because there's too much bad blood between her, Triple H, and Stephanie on screen, not in reality, on screen. So I don't see Becky on Raw. I want Becky to win.
I want Becky to win too. And speaking
Charlotte
of Becky,
Flair, but she has the name that unfortunately gets her the fame.
Speaking of Becky,
passed away.
No, Ric Flair's still alive. He just celebrated his 70th birthday.
I knew something was in the news with him. I thought it was his death. It was his birthday. Okay.
Yeah, it was his birthday.
I have to still hold it for Becky. I mean,
Becky Lynch was on Good Mythical Morning.
That's I saw that actually.
Did you see it? That was fun. She was breaking stuff.
I really think they need to change her Sir title, Becky. The man.
The man.
That's like something.
It's a little weird, yeah.
Video game.
I'm the man.
I'm the man. Yeah.
Or the man they call.
Even what's her name, who's wrestling in the Royal Rumble, the Women's Royal Rumble, said that is like a step backwards for women's wrestling. Oh, Trish Stratus's stalker. Come on.
Oh, Mickey James.
Mickey James in an interview said it's a step backwards in a way. And she loved Becky, but she's like, it's a step back.
It is kind of.
She's called a man.
Yeah, because they broke through and have the women main event and everything now, and she's calling herself the man. It's kind of weird, but I get it.
How's it said?
It's the main event at WrestleMania instead of.
How's it said though? Is it said like she's the man or like she's a man?
No, the man. She actually has a shirt that says the man. She's like, I'm the man.
She's the big crap, right?
Right, exactly. That's
then I don't see that a step backwards. It's just saying that a man doesn't have to be the man. A woman can be the man.
She's trying to take ownership of it, kind of. I get it.
Trying to do is take ownership.
I was thinking like maybe she's called that because she's ugly and she's like the man, like
Becky Lynch is anything but ugly. I'll travel to Ireland.
Well, I'm just saying, like, some people say women look like a man, like I thought maybe she's one of those women that look like a man.
No.
Like I didn't know if it was like an insult type thing that she was playing off of,
Oh yeah.
Or
no. It was just she's kind of like the women's version of Stone Cold right now. That's kind of the thing. Her shtick. She's like anti-authority.
Yeah, I don't see it as a step back. I see it as a step forward. She's owning.
Her at the last.
She's taking it, and she's like,
she is still the last.
She is still the last kicker.
Punk thing.
So
she's
anyway,
she's the female version of Stone Cold.
Yeah, exactly.
That's I'm just saying, like, if it was the other way, I could see that be a step back. Playing off of the fact that she's ugly, but since she's an attractive woman, I'm assuming, and she's just owning her power, then I don't see it as a step back. It's just saying like. You don't have to be a man to be the man, So
again, it's such a standard. I don't mind.
I don't mind it. It's whatever. But that's enough about wrestling. WrestleMania this Sunday.
Hold
Chris
on,
and I are going to be doing.
One sec.
What?
I'm going to share something. Hold on.
Okay. Well, while you're doing that, can I still say this?
Yeah, go ahead. I just want to say.
Oh yeah, that's Becky.
Okay. All right. She's attractive. Yeah. So I like again. That's why I asked. Is it, how is it stated? Like, all right, that's not the most attractive image of her. That's better.
All I was gonna say real quick is that Chris and I are gonna be doing a post WrestleMania live show Wednesday night. I think we're doing a live show. We hadn't really decided, but. I guess I just decided. Doing a post WrestleMania live show Wednesday night, so tune in.
It's Wednesday night? Wait, WrestleMania is a Wednesday?
No, it's on Sunday.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, like, because it's always been Sundays when I was growing up.
Yeah.
But the way you said it was like post show.
Yeah.
Post WrestleMania live show. I'm like, is it after WrestleMania?
Yeah. See, I don't watch it on time. I watch it late because now I can with the WWE Network. And so I'll be watching it into the wee hours. So
yeah, I'm gonna be watching at a friend's house.
Yeah, Michael's the only one out of all of us I think that's watching it live. I don't know. I'm not really good, so I'll probably end up watching it throughout the week.
I'll probably watch some of it live, but not most of it. It's just the way it's gonna work. It's the way it usually works out for me.
It allows you to skip.
And I won't be watching any.
99 unless it went up or whatever.
Gordon and I won't be watching any of it. So.
No.
That's fine. Gordon, so I was reading some of the comments. You're enjoying Fantastic Four?
Yes. It's starting to grow on me.
Yeah, I liked the beginning of it, and then when they started getting this Doom story, I lost interest a little bit. But I think this last issue was pretty solid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about right there with you, Bryan.
Yeah.
Parts of it has just there's flaws with it because Dan Slott being Dan Slott, and then there's Dan Slott being at the top of his game. So
yeah, no, I agree. Let's see. Is there anything else we need to talk about? I think we covered everything actually. And we have been going for a while, so it probably is time to start wrapping this up. Ah, man. All right, so I guess this is part of the show where we talk about what's coming out, and going on. And Gordon, since you're back, I'm going to let you go first.
Okay, well, I've just had a short story published in by Airship 27 in an anthology called Marty Quaid. It's a kind of private eye, guns blazing. So I've got that. Now, and Brent, I'll be sure you have all the links for the show notes.
Sure.
I also, one of my short stories from last year called Knights of the Silver Cross appeared in an anthology called 1950s Western Roundup. And it's my stories about rebooting an old West assassin into a Green Hornet type Avenger. It's nominated this year for the Pulp Factory Award, which I'll be receiving on April 13th. But that's available via Pro Se Productions. I also have been, let me just check my little list of things I'm putting out. I also was fortunate enough to be part of a compilation called Always Punch Nazis by Pilot Studios. I have a yes, I actually brought a prop this time because I'm on video. I also have a Patreon page, so if you choose to become a $10 or more, the first 3 people who become $10 or more sponsors, you can actually get an autographed copy, and you can be a sponsor as low as $1. So there's that. It's also available via Etsy. I'll be sure Brant has the link. And then this past month, I was fortunate enough to run a C2E2 panel at Doctor Who panel at C2E2 with one of my old Chicago TARDIS coworkers, Crystal Martinez, Dinah Kump, who is one of my oldest friends, and she's also a researcher in human sexuality. Mishi Troda, 3-time Hugo Award-winning editor, and she's up for her 4th for Uncanny Magazine, and Dawn Ziana Moon, who is director of Rock's Geek. She's a singer-songwriter, and who the video of the panel is on YouTube. And I think Dawn has been talking with Brant about proper behavior because we started the panel with her nearly spilling something on me. So thank you very much, Brant, for your wonderful help. But that's on YouTube. Go and watch, have fun, and that's pretty much it from me.
Nice. Very cool. Yeah, well, I'll add all those links to the description below this video as well, post. And Jay.
Let's see.
And by the way,
Wednesday,
congrats, Gordon, on the award.
Oh yes, congrats!
Thank you. I don't know if I'll be getting it yet, but I will say this: regardless of whether I win, August 13th, you're all invited if you're in the Chicago area to replay Lincoln Park for the Rock's Geek Star Wars Celebration after party at 9 o'clock. You'll see at least 2 of my panelists, and you can go up to one of them and ask them why they tried to spill something on me at the start of a Doctor Who panel. Just saying.
All right. And Jay, sorry about that.
On Wednesday, I'll be doing a review for the Go-Go Power Rangers number 19. This Saturday, I'll have a review for episode 5 of Power Ranger Beast Morphers. I did a review of, on my channel, I did a review of the Beast X Morpher, as well as the 6-inch basic figure line over on my channel. Check them out. Let's see. Check out comicfrontline.com. All kinds of stuff going up on there.
Check out Tuesday to see if Jay actually takes the wristband off yet.
I have not taken it off yet.
No, I'm saying check by Tuesday to see if you've taken it off by Tuesday.
I probably won't.
You're gonna wear it on top. Okay.
That's to say, it's because of Brant that I did not play with this during the show. I was just gonna say that it's because of Brant, because I didn't want to ruin the final episode. So.
We'll do it now.
Nah, I'll let you have the whole episode. I'll just ruin Frontline Live for everybody.
Okay.
But let's see. Check out Frontline Live every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. I will be playing with this on air. Annoying the crap out of Mike Spider Slayer. I know that. And I can't think of because Zone 4 is leaving, I'm going to be doing a show on my channel every Friday night. It will start in a couple weeks. I'm going to wait for Star Trek Discovery, which I review every Thursday night, and on Frontline, and then Power Rangers to go on their hiatus. So I'll be starting a show. It will be part of my TJIF. So stay tuned for that. It will be a Friday event thing on my channel, and you'll find out more about that in the next couple of weeks because I'll be announcing the format for it. So that's about it.
Cool. Chris?
All right. Real quick, bouncing off what Jay said about Zone 4. Now that Zone 4, with the end of Zone 4, I would like to mention again that Brant and I will be doing a crossover once a month. I think we said for the beginning at least. We'll be bringing back one of the spin-offs that came out of Zone 4, which was the Chris and Brant show. We will be starting that. I think we said we wanted to start this month. Stay tuned on my Twitter for an official announcement for when we're doing it. But what we're going to be doing for now, since we're only doing once a month, is we'll do one on my channel, and then the following month, title switches, channel switches. So the Chris and Brant show will be on my channel, and then the Brant and Chris show will be on Brant's channel. What we're hoping at some point to do is get both shows, the Chris and Brant show and Brant and Chris show, both together on 1 month. So basically it'll be an every other week show. But for right now, we A, have to get our footing, B, have to figure out what we're doing with the show, which, as we said before, is a kind of a mixture of everything. 1, 2, 3 podcasts, Zone 4, comic books, movies, TV, video games, the whole thing. So once we get a good footing, I think that's when we'll discuss that on show when we decide to evolve it. So right now it's once a month. Other than that, I've got a couple of them. This week, my son got sick. I'm ending the week being sick. So honestly, unfortunately, nothing went up this week. Next week, I really am hoping to get a couple of unboxings out. I've got unboxings that are going to be going at least for the next couple of weeks because stuff's piled up. No pun intended. Stuff has piled up. So hopefully we'll get some of the unboxings done soon. Some Oreo tasting done soon. Another Thought Bubble is coming soon. Just a bunch of stuff. Keep an eye out on my new channel. And Dark Avenger, since this is the last Zone 4, the Dark Avenger comic book review, after 10 years as well, will be ending at episode 500, I believe we said in July, with about 11 more episodes until the end of the Dark Avenger comic book review as well. It's insane. It really is that this is the same year Zone 4 ends, and the Dark Avenger comic book review, I could be saying is ending on top. We're ending somewhere in the middle instead, but we're happy. We're happy that we made it 500 weeks in a row plus comic reviews. So that's everything coming out of me. Is Dark Avenger C86, the finishing of the review, and everything new on my channel.
Awesome. As far as what's going on for me, I have been trying to keep my YouTube channel active. I'm trying to bring the Durock 18 entertainment that I've been trying to bring for a certain amount of years being on there. There is going to be, for future videos' sakes, saying that I am trying to find out when the DLC release for Joker for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate will come out. They're saying they're throwing out so many dates in April when the Persona 5 events happen, so I'm keeping my eye on it. And once it comes out, I'll be doing a video like I did Piranha Plan about the character itself and whatnot on this TV, because my Joy-Cons have been wonky. So using the game controller and doing a full-fledged review the official right way would definitely be on that. And a bunch of other videos too that should be coming away there. I don't know what else to say. It's going to be really something for my channel. Huge thing.
Cool. Awesome.
And Brant, one more thing. I'm sorry. I forgot. So Sunday I should be getting the B spots. So that means Monday I'll have a review on them. So
yeah, my thing keeps updating like yours, Jay. Now mine says Sunday as well.
I think it's funny. I had the camera on everybody while they were saying their thing, except for when Chris, you were saying yours. I had it on Jay.
Oh.
It was on you, Michael, for yours. So once again, I kind of screwed Chris over, but that's all right. That's the way to end Zone 4, right?
Sometimes. Don't worry about it.
All right. So for me, let's see. Earlier tonight, Lisa and I did our top 5 comics over on my channel. If you guys want to check that out. Had thoughts about War of the Realms over there and other books. So we do that every Friday night. And we do our most anticipated on Tuesday. Of course, Monday Musings. So all the other content on my channel. Airship 27, episode number 50, I think, is coming out very soon. And they have switched to a video format. So they're doing video and audio. That will be on the Zone 4 podcast YouTube channel now, the video version. So you can check Ron and Rob out live. Well, not live, but they're live on video.
In person.
Yeah. So that's
yeah,
cool.
because that's something you want to do is you want to check out. Okay, just a little bit of Zone 4 history for the kids out there. We actually tried doing the episodes on video because it was Brant, I think John, me, and Ron, and most of us had our cameras pretty decently spaced, but Ron had his face right on top of the camera. I mean, it was scary. It was.
Yeah, he's gotten better, Gordon.
I remember the 100th episode. I actually had to come on early so that Ron could talk through
your cell phone or something.
I had to switch my picture to Ron's picture and everything. I had to switch it back.
Yeah, it was but he's improved. I've actually seen the test video, and it turned out pretty good. So hopefully that'll continue. But Airship 27 is continuing on. It's not ending with Zone 4. That was an option. I gave them that option, but they wanted to continue on. So that it is.
Gave them the out.
I did give them the out.
I will say though that Rob Davis is a very handsome man. He's like sexy Grandpa Santa Claus. He's almost as sexy as I am.
Nice. All right. Before I get in, I think that's all my plugs because I can't think of anything else out here. No.
The Amazing Spectacular.
The Amazing Spectacular giveaway. Into the Spider-Verse giveaway. Thank you, Jay.
I even knew that. I was like, no, you ain't done.
The thing is, I thought about that while you guys were talking, but when it got to me, I just completely spaced on it. I'm closing out the last show. It's hard. Anyway, on the Little Victories YT YouTube channel, Lisa and I are giving away the Into the Spider-Verse Blu-ray. We are giving away Spider-Gwen Rock Candy Funko figure and the Volume 0 of Spider-Gwen. So go check that out at littlevictoriesyt.com/giveaway. The link will be in the description below as well. Or you can just look up Little Victories YT on YouTube, and you can find the video that announces the giveaway and everything. So,
and it's also on comicfrontline.com.
Yes, it's on comicfrontline.com where all our giveaways. Yeah,
no excuse not to enter it.
Exactly, and it's such a cool prize. You guys know you want to enter. It's still going on for a couple more weeks, I think. So check that out. And speaking of giveaways, our next one for Frontline is coming real soon, so stay tuned for that on Frontline Live. So I think that's it.
Last Number Press.
Well, yes, Last Number Press. Everything lastnumberpress.com.
There you go.
I know. Everything, big things coming from lastnumberpress.com, which all of us are kind of involved with, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, now I think that's it. So before before I close out the show, I didn't want to give one more thanks, and that is to Charlie Moore, a very good friend of mine, who, if without him, it wouldn't be possible for Zone 4 to even exist. So thank you very much, Chuck. Chuck was the founder of comicrelated.com. That was the site that Gordon and I were very heavily involved with, and Chris later on. It was the show that launched Zone 4 within the Related Recap, which was Chuck's podcast, and then it branched out into its own by episode 4, I think it was. And so without him giving us the beginning, giving us a shot, Zone 4 wouldn't exist today. So it's 10 years of podcasting thanks to Chuck Moore taking a chance on this show and just being there for all the support that he gave me throughout all the years and his friendship and everything. And I just want to thank him because he's an integral part of this show's history. And again, I want to thank once more all the former co-hosts, Carrie Kelly, Chuck Kennedy, Jason Barrick Lewis, John Wilson, Captain Ron Fortier, Gordon Domowski, all the reservists, Mike Luoma, she's decapitated Eric Radcliffe, Bill Gladman, Frank Rayner, all the guests, Darren Mueller, Eric Adams, Dirk Manning, Mike Barron, so many names, Mike Watson, Victor Dandridge, Tyler James, and of course my current cast, Chris, Jay. Thank you all so very much. Everybody in the comments that joined us tonight, Mike Manhattan, Mr. Gretzky, Tevia, Allen, so on and so forth, Serenity. I am blown away by all the support I've gotten in 10 years, and I think we're all incredibly grateful and thankful for everything you guys have given us, because without you guys in our corner and watching and listening to our content, we wouldn't have much of a reason to do it. So thank you. So with that, the final closing for Zone 4. One last time, we'd like to thank the official bands of Zone 4, the Raywall Band, and Society's Plague that you have heard on the show each episode. We have been proud members of the Comics Podcast Network. You can find much of our archive if I can speak, right here on Comic Frontline and also on comicspodcast.com, Stitcher, iTunes, and of course zone4podcast.com. If you have any comments, questions, or parting words for us, send those to zone4podcast@gmail.com. And as always, thanks for watching, listening, and supporting us for the past 10 years. It truly means the world to us all. For the last time, you are now leaving Zone 4. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Watch out